all still kind of just getting over yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I didn't do any introductions. I'm Bill Match, your director of fun and games for the afternoon. Joining me is Broad Street Hockey's own Kelly Hinkle, as well as, I don't know Joe's last name.
DiMarini.
Joe DiMarini. What's going on today? We, as the Broad Street Hockey / PHLY Draft Party extends into day 2 here at the draft. We are all the way up to 43, the clock, Capitals on the clock now. How are we all feeling after day 1? Now that we've had some time to digest. Quick turnaround, but some time.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sleepy, and I'm feeling, I'm feeling good about it. Like everyone online, I don't know if you guys have seen this early hour of the day. That everyone online is so mad. They're mad. Just like big and red and mad and yelling on the internet. Yeah, big wet babies about this pick. People are acting like, I saw someone compare it to the Jay O'Brien pick.
German Rubstov has been thrown out there, too.
Yeah, the Germ pick is being referenced. Like, people are really acting like they took some kid that was meant to be drafted in, like, the 3rd round or something. Like, I don't understand the anger. I do, like, we all pick our guys. Yeah, okay, that's the one, man. We got to get that dude. And we familiarize ourselves. And then it's, well, everyone had this guy going 18. We took him at 13, so clearly this is a horrible pick. Yeah. And I do think listen, I don't know what Konta Helenius is. Like, it seems like there was kind of the same reservation about him that there is with Jett Luchanko. Like, yeah, good player. We'll see about the offensive upside. Right. Neither one of them was meant to be a sure thing. Like, let's stop pretending that Helenius was like some kind of complete sure thing pick. Not like,
especially as the 1C that everyone thinks this team needs. Right. But I think the real consternation is about Zeev Buium. Yeah. Everybody seemed to really just, there was very little chance, it seemed, that he'd be available at 12. Oh, he'll go top 6, 7, definitely 10. And then he's there, and the Flyers, rather than taking the obvious pick, take 1 third-round pick for next year to move down a spot and then go with a dude a little bit off the board. The thing that I think really has people mad this morning is the quote from Charlie's story up on allphly.com. They didn't take Buium because of his size. And that's concerning.
So it just got tweeted out in the Slack that Buium is represented by the same agent as Cutter Gauthier. So maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that we're not all privy to. Like maybe the Flyers interviewed him and they're like, we could see this going the same way as it went with Cutter, and we don't want to take that risk, but we can't say that, so we have to come up with some other excuse to present to people.
It's definitely a concern. I wonder how much just the college factor overall is a concern. Like, listen, we know that college kids, you can just stay.
I'm done with them.
In the CHL, it's kind of, yeah, man, you're 20, you aged out. Where are you going to go? You want to wait? You can wait, but you're not going to get paid for a little bit. Yep. And we, as Kelly said last night, the foreign players have no labor rights.
Yeah, that's what I like in my draft picks.
You come over, and that's
you're
about,
in indentured service now.
We have your rights forever, so good luck. Cole Hudson just comes off the board at 43.
Oh, that was a name.
A lot of people liked him. A lot of people liked him for 51. Does not fall that far to the Flyers. No. But yeah, I do wonder if there's going to be, whether it's the agent, the college factor, all those things combined, and then you go, oh, well, his size. Like, listen, maybe that's a factor. We'll see what Jamie Drysdale turns into. I wouldn't call Cam York small, although he doesn't play a big game. But when you bring up Emil Andre,
and not even Bonk. I don't think he even mentioned Oliver Bonk.
Okay, cool. Emil Andre, he's in the system. He's in the organization. When are we going to see him? Yeah. There's going to be 8 defensemen on the roster to start this year, and he's not one of them. This guy who might be something a couple of years down the road, everyone seems to believe Zeev Buium he's going to play in the NHL sooner than later and probably be real good. I don't know how you felt. But we have Emil Andre. Who gives a shit? Yeah.
I mean, listen, everyone can pretend that as much, you can read as much as you want, you can watch as many clips as you want. These teams, the Flyers, Danny Briere's front office, they have dudes whose entire ass job is to go on the road and watch these teenagers play hockey.
Yep.
maybe they saw something in Zeev they didn't like. Maybe they saw something that doesn't fit with what they're trying to build with a Matvey Michkov-led hockey team. Like, it could be a million things that we don't know. Or maybe, and I think this is something that Charlie said, I can't remember if it was in his article or in a tweet, maybe they had them like this, and they were like, we really need a center, and he's big and fast. Well, that tips the scale. You know what I mean? Like, it might not have been like, we just don't like Zeev.
Yeah.
It could have,
And maybe they recognize something in Jett Luchanko that the rest of us just don't see yet. Like, he's one of the youngest players in the draft year. And I remember at last draft when they picked Oliver Bonk over Gabe Perreault, I was real upset.
Everyone was
real
mad.
critical about that pick. Egg on my face. It looks like that was a great choice, and they knew something that we didn't. Every one of Brent Flair's first-round picks since joining the Flyers organization, we have been critical of. Cam York over Cole Caulfield. Well, that might actually be a pretty good pick.
It might have been the right pick.
Tyson Forrester was a bit of a reach. He was a poor skater, but had all these other skills. He might be a two-way stud forward.
Already got a Selke vote.
Already got Selke votes. 20 and some Calder votes, too, I saw. He wasn't a finalist. 2021, no pick because we traded that to Buffalo for Rasmus Ristolainen.
We needed him.
2022, Gauthier was a bit of an off-board choice. He's not with the org anymore, but clearly that was a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
And I was critical
of that. It
was
surprising. People were critical of that pick. I remember a lot of...
Yes.
I don't remember who the other
Jiricek.
options were, but people really liked other guys. I picked Cutter because of his name. Because that's how I pick guys. And I was very excited at that draft, but other people were like, oh, interesting.
Oh,
okay.
Ryder Ritchie's off the board.
Ah, there goes Ryder Ritchie.
I like that name.
Tanner Howell goes to Pittsburgh there at 46. Now, Detroit on the clock at 47. So the Flyers pick coming up quickly.
Yeah.
No, their little picture will be in the corner in just a second.
Yeah, but
bang.
and Matvey Michkov, like, obviously everyone was, well, he felt it was cool.
Clear.
But yeah, then there's the Bonk pick where, what do you mean we got to stay at home defenseman? And then the dude goes up and scores more than everyone.
Yeah.
Gordie Howe-ass season in the OHL.
It was crazy.
It is just that kind of initial shock, but the more you read about Jett Luchanko, like, I don't know what he's missing. He seems to be an awesome distributor. He has a ton of speed, makes plays at high speed. I think we're going to be able to play Charlie's video breaking him down. We'll do that after the Flyers make their pick because this seems to be flying. We got a little bit of a late start here, but it's the second round. The Flyers didn't have pick 36, so it didn't seem like a huge deal. Are you a little surprised that they just flat out traded out of the pick 32, didn't get like even a transaction fee from the Oilers, another second day pick something, and they don't have 36? See, like, I thought one kind of meant, okay, they think they're getting 36.
I thought so too. We were talking before the show, and you mentioned, like, it seems pretty clear that they just don't like this draft.
They just don't.
They like next year better.
Yeah.
6 picks in the first 2 rounds, and a bet that Edmonton will not win the Stanley Cup.
And here's the thing. Like, everyone being like, they're not serious about a rebuild. They're not rebuilding. They're kicking the entire can
to 2025.
To 2025.
They don't like this draft. That is very obvious.
They're still doing the thing that we want them to do.
We cannot question that they don't have the patience to see this through anymore because they clearly have the patience to see this through by kicking the can to 2025.
And while we have a minute here, the conditions of the trade with the Oilers, it's a 2025 first.
Yeah.
It is top 12 protected.
That's not happening.
Then it gets kicked to 2026. If Edmonton trades their 2026 first, it is an unprotected 2025 first.
Oh.
I
mean, maybe if Connor McDavid breaks his femur or something, there'll be a
Or they trade Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, Draisaitl demands
to the Flyers.
Draisaitl's just like, I ain't re-signing.
Yeah.
And McDavid gets hurt. I guess they could be in the lottery again, but
maybe.
I would be very surprised.
Same.
They just went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final
Feels
this
unlikely.
week.
Yeah.
So it would be surprising if it's not a 2025 first. In a deeper draft, worst case scenario, the Oilers win the cup, and the Flyers are at 32 in a deeper draft.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a trade up technically.
And also, they don't necessarily have to make the picks. They have 6 picks in the first 2 rounds. That's a lot of early draft assets that they could use to move for a franchise center.
Exactly.
So
if we're doing a hockey trade. Yeah.
The consolation prize, if they don't get a 1C in the trade market, well, they get to make all those picks, and then they have restocked the cupboards in like a year. It's amazing.
It does give Danny some more options when the cap will be opening up for them after they get some guys off the books here. make the hockey trades or make these selections, and just gives them more time to assess what they already have, because they do have a lot of players that they need to figure out where they fit into this thing. The Cam Atkinson buyout, I think, guarantees Bobby Brink's roster spot in the nightly lineup this year. And that's like, okay, can this guy be in our top 6? Can he be in our top 9? Do we need to fill that hole, or is right wing line 3 filled for the next 10 years? Like, that is what this upcoming season is going to be about, as well as obviously Mitch Kov and all of the, Tyson Forster. Is he going to be a first line player? Figuring out what these guys are, and you still have all the flexibility going into next year's draft.
We all silly like the mayor.